design thinking now, especially with AI systems doing a lot of autonomous workflows and all? Does it change? Has it changed? Do you need it?
You need it more than ever. The secret sauce of design thinking is it forces you to understand the source of value creation. And for the vast majority of organizations, value is created not by anybody else but your customers. And design thinking forces you to understand that customer's journey from their first awareness that they have a need all the way through the decision, the execution, the feedback, and hopefully the customer loop cycle. So there's a 5-stage process to design thinking, a very rigid cycle. I'm going to argue that it's actually, I think, for data science has been replaced by the OODA, what they use in fighter pilots, right?
OODA loop.
Observe, orient, decide, act, learn, and adapt. It's not a 4-step process. It's actually a 6-step process because once you act, you have to learn what worked. You have to adapt so you can go back through the cycle. And that learn and adapt is the secret sauce to what AI is. AI is not an optimization technology. If I think about AI and its ability to continuously learn and adapt, I have what I call the marginal propensity to learn. That is the ability for these assets to learn. So if I build a module around customer retention concerns, right? And it's probably used across a lot of use cases. It's used around customer acquisition. It's used around marketing. I've got a score around a customer's propensity to attrite. It's used across a lot of use cases. And it's seen every time it sees a new use case, it gets smarter and relevant. If I have a case where that particular analytic module is getting smarter, if it gets 1% more effective, every use case that uses that analytics just got 1% more effective, and it got it for free. So
that would directly correlate it to economic value, possibly of millions of dollars.
Because it compounds, right? Now you entered one of the most powerful economic concepts we've ever seen, the power of compounding, right? So these learnings can compound. And so the more you learn, the more effective you become, the more relevant you become, the more ethical you become, the more responsible you become. And so to me, that is detailed profiles in each one of our major players. We can calculate what we think their maximum potential value is, not their current lifetime value, but what the gap is between where they are and where they could be. There's techniques using cluster analysis, the kind of things you can do that. But you can do it it's not done at an aggregate level. It's not saying, well, this group here can be made. It's looking at each person and saying, you know what, this person probably, how do I allocate my comps I give in a casino? Nanoeconomics, not only do you understand what people's individual behavioral and performance propensities are, but you know how much more value you can derive from them and how much more value you can give to them when you know their individual propensities.